Alright, welcome to Top Trading Edge, folks. Today, 6th April, Sunday night. Let's take a look at the market weekly market update video. See what the market look like. All right. So this is the daily chart, folks. Right here, we have a lot of interesting things are going on. All right. So a lot of bearishness here, but let's look at it. What exactly happened, and then what do you think we could, what could happen this week also? All right. So market did break the point A, point B, point C right here, and we went down right here. And look at the conditions are horrible bearish. 50 SMA crossing the 100 line right there. That's the bearishness, and we are also now 50 SMA is right now heading towards the 200 SMA, folks. All right, and then look at that here. MACD is solid bearish. Bears are in control. Look at that. Bears are firing up, folks. Okay, so condition is still bearish right now. Look at that pointing down. This is more bearish right now. Okay, so that means 505 market wants to go lower. What's my target is? Next target is 480, folks. That is your next demand zone right here. 480 would be a next demand zone. Now let's analyze, folks. Okay, there are a lot of people have a question that, hey Josh, what do you think, market gonna bounce at 480 or it's gonna drop below the 480, right? Absolutely, folks. Okay, so we're gonna look at the both side of the coin. All right, so let's understand. As you can see, market is going down, down, down. When was the last time? Okay, when was the last time? Well, first of all, this candle doesn't have the wick below the body. No, it does not have the wick below the body. That means bear market wants to go lower. That's the weakness already. So over here, this is the now over here, the support is 480, right? That area. Now if the 50 SMA cross the 100 SMA, the next is 200, folks. Remember, folks, whenever the 50 SMA cross 200 will be a death cross in the market. So when was the last time, Josh, market had a death cross, when market going up and up and up, and then we had a rejection? Okay, so over here, nope. Over here, first 100 cross and then 50 cross. So right here, folks, right there, that's where we had the death cross. Okay, let's go and take a look at the, we gonna go replay. So right here, when market about to cross right here, you see that? Okay, about to cross right there. Just let's go and replay. So you can, this each candle represents one day of the work. Conditions are trying to be bearish. First time market, look at this, all the SMAs are bullish. Now 50 SMA crossing. All right, so let's learn. All right, 50 right here. Look at, watch the 50 market going down, down, down. So this was the bounce. So this was the wick below the body. No, there is no wick below the body. And look at market dumped and opened up, green, 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 and bounce. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 6 days, bounce. Okay, remember that bounce. That means market could have a bounce at 480 area, folks, right? And we see if that bounce happens. Okay, and by the time, look at that 50 SMA still try to cross 200. If that happens, the system triggers, folks. Okay, and then we could go lower if that happens. So they could bounce. That's okay. There's a cycle. That's how a lot of people become, the wicks get adjusted here, because wicks cannot keep going up and up and up, folks. You understand today's building the wealth class, what we learned, right? To look at that bounce, and then a lot of people became bullish, and look at the market went to the moon. Okay, and look at what happened after that. You see that everybody become bullish, and then guacamole. Why? Because there was a death cross here. Okay, anyway, so point here is you could have a cycle of bullish, but be careful of cycle another bearish could have. But over here they went higher high, folks. Remember, everybody become bullish and then guacamole, and still we went down. Why? Because of the death cross. So we want to watch that. So what I'm thinking here is there are two scenarios could happen here, folks. Okay, keep this thing in mind, two scenario, because we always lay out. So this is your support zone right here. If you see a bounce, that means you expect a bounce. If market want to do right somewhere in this week, then this is your next target area to bounce, if that happens. Okay, right now I do not see anything happening. When that happens, you got to keep eyes on it, folks. Okay, remember, apply the fundamental class and apply the today building the wealth class. Now you see exactly what could happen. So here is just support to watch. If this support flips, remember, you don't want to go first. Market maker goes first. You don't have the power. They got the power. So 480 support. If this support flips, that means they want to further continue down to 450. Remember, there is a gap here, folks. There is a gap to fill at 445. Okay, but that is step number 2 here. Okay, that's the step. That's not the step number 1. Step number 1 is 480. Okay, and then you got to watch. So let's see how the market behaves, right? Most likely if they want to bounce here at 480 and bounce and create a cycle and then go lower low, or continue going low and 440 and then bounce. Either one of them, folks. Nobody knows. Okay, nobody knows what they're gonna do, but most likely the VIX is climbing higher and higher. So keep eyes on here, folks. What market maker gonna do? This is right now 445. You know, if the VIX climbing to 1650, 50, 60 area, folks, that's the time you got to be very, very careful that they could have a reverse cycle to bounce the market, right? Because VIX is flying high. Look, every time VIX goes to around 50, 60 range, right? They pull back, right? That's how things are. Otherwise, is the premiums are going crazy, right? Market maker loves that premium, but there is no liquidity in the market. To bring the liquidity, absolutely there's a lot of sellers in the market right now, but hey, that's okay. That's the game market maker play a lot, folks. They only need to create a liquidity, and now they are selling all the profits, so they have selling. So a lot of sell going on. 480 area to watch, right? If you see a reversal somewhere around that, VIX is flying around 50. There is no way exact pinpoint that where the VIX could reverse for 50, 50, 60, wherever it would be. Right now selling off. So 50, 60 area is the area where probably could come back. If they are selling off somewhere area, keep eyes on bit around 50 and 60 last resistance, right? VIX area. So now let's go and take a look at the little smaller frame here, and not the smaller frame. Look at the gap here. So 480 is the target, where that's where they could go, and expect a bounce here, because there might be people. Remember, anything goes down, it attracts the buyer, folks, because it's become dirt cheap, right? So that's why 480, you got to keep eye on it and see what happens. If that flips and goes down, then you're gonna easy short here to here, 480 to 440. You got another 40 handles to go down that you could print. But that's the gap. Looking at the gap, everybody can looking at the gap, and you got to watch full here, see how the market maker play the game. That's why I will keep eyes on it, and I'll be posting as much as I could in building the wealth class, folks. Okay, I'll try to help the people who took the class, because it's very, very important. So right here, you look at that market is going down. This support and this support, you got to guys watch. Everybody got to watch. Okay, this support, if anything, I'll let you know already. Over here, so I will post all these things in the middle of the week, folks. If I see something, anything unusual, if anything interesting, I will post it in SPX room, people, as well as I'll post it in the building the wealth class, because they initiated their education. They initiated to learn something. Okay, all right. When somebody spend time and spend money to learn something, that's my dedication towards them. So I will try my best to help, just like how am I creating this video for the free of charge for everybody. Same thing I will do for the people who really dedicated themselves to learn when they spend money, because that's my responsibility. So I'll try my best to do that during the weekdays. Anything unusual things I notice. Okay, but right, so keep eyes on. Okay, keep eyes on those two rooms, the SPX room, as well as I will post it in the building the wealth classroom. Okay, so then keep this thing in mind, folks. This is area 440, 480. All right, so these are the area now, because most likely market want to go to 480 as you look like sloping support is intact, but that's all right. This is your demand zone 480, and see if it is bounce or not. If it is bounce, look for here rejection if that happens, right? If you bounce, watch for this 495 area. Okay, right, that's the area to keep eyes on tomorrow also, if you see a bounce. But yeah, absolutely, folks, the bounce comes in if you want to make sure the previous high we break right here. This is the area, right? This resistance area to watch. Okay, But mostly, let's see whichever area, whatever they do, folks. Never know. Market is pre-market. They could go low and then bounce and all the drama they do, folks. So it's far better not to predict anything. Let the market maker decide. But we're gonna lay out the scenario, whatever bull side, bear side scenario. Most likely they want to push it down to 480, and then we will see tomorrow when market opens up. All right, that's the thing. You want to keep eyes on it. All right. Now, folks, as you can see right here, Bitcoin was. We're gonna look into the Bitcoin. Bitcoin wants to go lower right there. Look at that. Bitcoin wants to somewhere around here, folks. Look at the condition. Bitcoin has a little bearishness, so somewhere around 75, 73 area, Bitcoin wants to go because of the conditions. And Bitcoin has a death cross right now. All right, you can see right here. That is the reason I've been saying that Bitcoin has a weakness and Bitcoin wants to go lower. All right, look at that. So 73,000 folks, Bitcoin. All right, keep eyes on Bitcoin on 73,000. Also, let's take a look at the QQQ. So what does a QQQ look like? QQQ has a death cross coming soon. Also sloping support right there. So maybe, all right, maybe Bitcoin has a QQQ has a weakness, folks. Okay, QQQ wants to go to 410 and has a lot more room after that. Yeah, that's your support here. This 410. You got so same thing, 480, 580 on the SPY, and over here, sorry, 480 on a SPY and QQQ 410. Your demand zone. Okay, these are the area to watch, and resistance are 449. That's the area to if market bounce 449. So you're gonna if market bounce 449, folks, you have good strength if market bounce. Okay, most likely they could play dirty. Right now, weakness is there showing, but we need to wait for reversal. I'm expecting a reversal this week, folks. I'm expecting a reversal. Which day would be, I will let you know. That's why we need to keep vigilant for every day. Okay, every day. All right. So keep eyes on this. Is the QQQQ, IWM. What IWM is doing, man. IWM has a death cross right here. So IWM, I'll be not surprised if they want to go to 163 area, 170 area. Anywhere they could find a support here, right, and could bounce. But right now, IWM could be a longer term. It could be a good entry somewhere around here, IWM. Okay, because that area is always test and bounce, 2022 bounce. So we are getting at the 2022 level, folks, IWM, right? So let's see what happens right here. So 170, 163 area, anywhere support it could bounce. That is your entry zone on IWM. So right now, I'm just giving you heads up. There is an entry zone on SPY, QQQ, and IWM has a very, very near entry zone. That doesn't mean that market could not create a cycle. Market could bounce, then go lower, then test and bounce, like all the drama they go through until June. So it's up to you. If you trade options, you need to plan your risk. Okay, that's why we discuss in all the different classes and applies, right? But yeah, that's the entry zone right there. All right, that's your IWM. Now let's take a look at the Apple. All right. So Apple has 180, 181 entry zone right there, area to watch. That's your demand zone, and supply is 196 on Apple. Look like little bearish Apple. Then let's take a look at NVIDIA. Everybody's asking, Josh, please include your NVIDIA on the video every time. I said, okay, let's do that. Alrighty. So NVIDIA got a little weakness. Man, NVIDIA got a, sorry, when am I looking at it? NVIDIA has, folks, look, NVIDIA has a death cross, right? You can see that NVIDIA got a death cross. That's the reason NVIDIA is bearish, right? So how much could bounce? Lower low. We need reversal. Right now, I don't see reversal. When you see these kind of conditions right now here, so NVIDIA got a weakness. Okay, so you could have a bounce, retest this zone right here. Man, this is interesting because we broke this support. So NVIDIA is now next resistance is 105. Okay, if this flips, then only bullish. Until then, NVIDIA is bearish. All right, keep this thing in mind. They are looking bearish. They want to go lower. NVIDIA wants to go lower. Still, okay, how far they will go, right? So with this area, there is NVIDIA got a support area is around this area, right? But if this flips, then they want to go lower, and man, wow. Okay, so let's look at NVIDIA here. All right, this is the support area right here. If this flips or not, we'll see tomorrow. 90. Man, if this NVIDIA wants to break down, I'll be not surprised, man. These people take the NVIDIA down big time. if that happens. I don't want to scare people, but not much support here. Only one support is available here, folks. Okay, if this support flips, then disaster. Okay, NVIDIA. But if this, so expect a bounce somewhere. Any of the support here, it could bounce. If this breaks, then forget about it. Okay, then you could go all the way to here, but that could be a disaster. Calamity happens, then it can happen. Okay, you never know, folks. Nobody knows the game plan, but that's too much. But you never know. Okay, so right now I think there is a support here at 90, and then the next support is around 77. So keep those things in mind. And if it is bounce, if you are bullish, 105 is the area to bounce. And if this flips, then bullish. If this get a rejection, be careful. It could have a rejection. Then there is a easy money to go down to come back 90 again. So let's see how you want to be bullish, bearish. Let the market maker play on a long side and short side. Both are on NVIDIA. Right now, NVIDIA looking bearish. If anything reversal, we will know later stage. But right now, everything is bearish. But if you, some people say, Josh, I want to prepare myself buying, yeah, then you can buy a stock and held through the cycle, right? You know, because that discount price you're not gonna get, right? Then NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft. Let's look at the Microsoft. Microsoft looking bearish, folks, right there. Microsoft wants to go to 345 area. Okay, 345 Microsoft wants to go. And if it flips 368, then bullish. Then Microsoft could be a good bullish 368 once we flip. Until then, Microsoft wants to go to 345. All right, that's Microsoft. Then we're gonna look into Tesla. Alrighty, Tesla got a solid support here, folks. Okay, so I don't expect Tesla to be dumb, right? You know, this 200 and 219 area has a good support. So Tesla, you know, it's a good entry point right here. This is a strong support around here, 219, 200 area, right? There's all cluster. So many demands here, right? So this is the entry zone. When market flips, Tesla could flip also, and it could print money. All right, so this is longer term. Tesla got 200 range here. That's the good entry area, folks. Okay, so but long, this is no options, folks. Forget about it. Options are no good. Options right now, you got to be risky options are okay, because market maker knows how to play your volatility. Weeks crash, I mean your premium volatility crash, and you could be in disaster. All right, so keep this thing in your mind on a cycles between 219 and 300. Okay, that's the range Tesla wants to play right now. Alrighty, then Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, Google. How does Google look? Man, Google looks horrible, folks. Google not looking good here. There's a support, so let me look Google here. Google has a very easy right there. Death cross is there. Google, man, Google is boy, condition is not good. All right, so one death cross trying to be here, and then we bounce, and now second time, folks. Google wants to go lower. Wow, Google wants to go lower. All right, but we have a solid support here right now, this area, folks. Okay, this is a demand zone, and they are trying to break that. Okay, so excuse me, sorry about that. Okay, so I mean, Google can bounce anywhere that it wanted, because there's a bunch of support area, folks. Okay, if Google wants to bounce of support area there, but this is whenever you have a death cross, we need to watch, because when death cross happens, folks, man, that's not good, folks. Okay, then if that is death cross happens, then forget about anything, and Google can be here. But that we got to watch. Let's see how it unfold 122. Okay, because of the death cross happen. If death cross happens, you got to watch as the day or two goes through. Okay, but there is a support here. I see a bounce here around 140. See if that bounce, but condition is solid bearish. So if it is a bounce also, I would not go immediately. If you want to go long, you got to be careful longer term, because there's another cycle just like this. Bounce, rejection, then lower low, and again bounce, lower low. So you could have a bounce and could have a lower low. You follow like this, you know, because of the condition not good. So you want market first, market bounce, then only. So even if you see a bullish, I see a small bounce, could be a bullish. Okay, so keep those things in area in mind. Right now bears are in full flash control. Okay, but I do expect a bounce at SPY. If the market bounce, everything can bounce. 480 is the market bounce could happen. If that happens today, I mean Monday or Tuesday, see if they do it. Okay, you're gonna watch. All right, so I think let's call it a day on this one, folks. Right here, let's call it a day, if not much. All right, and probably, you know, tomorrow morning we will see how the market behaves, right? And we'll go from there. Okay, don't forget to click the like button, folks. Don't forget that, and also subscribe if you are new to the community. I always go live daily morning 9:30 to 4 p.m. live. Join Top Trading Edge. Type it in Top Trading Edge, right, and join live. All right, see you tomorrow morning 9:30, folks. Thank you. Bye.